Hello and welcome to another Wednesday on The Den. My name is Aaron and I'm coming to you from Manchester, England. So this week on The Den, we are reenacting our favourite movie scenes. I think this is finally the time for me to really indulge in my Stitch love, because I have never, ever done that in any of these videos. Lilo and Stitch is based on the story of the Ugly Duckling. Basically, Lilo's parents die and she's left to be raised by her sister Nani. Her sister thinks it's a great idea for her to adopt a pet because of all the social struggles that she's currently going through in her life, with her losing her family. She doesn't really know how to relate to people. She doesn't know how to make friends. The only friend that she has is a little stuffed toy that she has sewn together herself. So they go and they adopt a pet. Stitch. So the story is about the relationships that they build and the ohana that they create. And so, Stitch, the ugly duckling who has no family. Lilo, who kind of has a family but it's broken. And the story of them coming together to find that one true place that they all belong. Okay, so I couldn't resist getting out my Stitch onesie for this. Oh my god, look at me, I'm Stitch. That's about. There are so many good scenes in this film. There is the opening scene in the courtroom where Stitch shows his true colours. Meganala Krishna! And he gets sentenced for being too naughty. So naughty. Because he's an illegal genetic experiment who has been made and shouldn't exist. So he's sent to exile, but he manages to escape and he crash lands on Hawaii, where he then gets adopted by Lilo. And it is the most lovely scene where she goes into the dog pound and it's like, are there any animals in here? And all the dogs like hiding because of Stitch, because he's scary. And then he goes up to her and he's like, howl. And he's pulled in all his extra legs and arms and things. And she's just like, oh my god, you can talk. And then she goes out and it's just like, I want this one. No, that's meant to be dead. It was dead this morning. What do you mean it was dead? Ah. No, it's good. I like him. He'll do. And then there's this whole naming thing and I shall name him Stitch. Oh, Stitch isn't a real name. No, don't say that. Ah. You know, that whole kiddie thing as well of, I want to buy it. Can I have $5? And then there's the whole kind of explaining of what happened to a family, and they went for a drive and it was rainy and then they never came back because they crashed. And then, you know, identifying with Stitch because he cries at night and, do you dream about your family? Do you miss them? But Stitch has no family because he's just been created. There's no mum, there's no dad. So he actually has the Ugly Duckling book and he goes out into the forest and he holds it and he calls out for his family and it's just like, oh. Before this, you see the destructive side of him and how he wants to destroy everything because he's a little monster. He creates this whole, like, San Francisco set inside of Lilo's bedroom and then destroys it and he's just like, roar! It's really, really cool. But there's this whole thing about how Lilo has to try and get his goodness level up and make him a model citizen. And it's all this kind of responsibility thing and their whole bond and how they grow together, and it's just really beautiful. Because she loves Elvis, she thinks, well, Elvis was a model citizen, I'll get Stitch to be a model citizen. You're not my hound dog, cry all the time. And obviously everything goes wrong. But at the very end of the movie, after all of this bonding and them growing together, is just the most emotional and lovely moment and my absolute favourite part of the film. So the Grand High Councilwoman comes down in her ship, her big egg-like ship, to take Stitch away and basically yell at Jumper a bit. But this is when the most emotional part of the film happens. So the Grand High Councilwoman is yelling at Jumper, you're the cause of all this! If it hadn't have been for your experiment 626, none of this! Stitch. What? My name. Stitch. Stitch then. If it wasn't for Stitch. And then suddenly she turns and looks to Stitch, surprised as if, sorry, does he now understand me? What is this sentient conversation that I'm having right now? And it's just like this puzzlement on her face. And this is a cartoon, and oh my god, it's just so real. And then Stitch says, "Does Stitch have to go on the ship?" "Yes." "Can Stitch say goodbye?" "Yes." "Thank you." Then the Grand High Councilwoman actually notices and kind of realises that there are these humans here and says to Lilo and Nani, "Who are you?" And Stitch replies with the heartache, "This is my family. I found it. All on my own. It's little and broken, but still good. Yeah, still good." How can you not love that? How? This little ball of blue fur who has learnt about Ohana. And if you don't know what Ohana is, Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Yeah, it's good. He's found his place, he's found where he belongs, and that is something, especially when this movie came out. This movie came out in 2002, and I was in college, and I was challenging my sexuality. I didn't know who I was. I'd never done anything with anyone. And this whole realisation of that I can one day find where I belong was just like amazing. I think in a lot of ways I have felt like Stitch for a lot of my life. For a very long time I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. I felt like the ugly duckling, that nobody wanted me. And so I really identified with Stitch. Because he's this person who is outgoing and rah, but quite insecure on the inside and really wants this family. And so when he finds it, he holds on to it and he believes in it and he loves it. So yes, that's why I love this film, and that is why it's my favourite part of the film as well. Because my family means so much to me. And family isn't just the people that you grew up with. Family is the people that you find on your own. And it may be broken, it may be small, but it is yours. They are your family, who you love and cherish. So yes, if you haven't already watched Lilo and Stitch, you should totally go out and watch it, because I said so, and it's my favourite film, and I love it to pieces. I haven't done the film justice, to be fair, and yeah, you will really enjoy it. Anyway guys, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Go out and watch Lilo and Stitch, but in the ever immortal words of Stitch, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, guys, and I will see you next Wednesday. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Goodbye.